David, even though the individuals who have helped get you to where you are kind of obvious with the way they've kicked things up, but apart from that, or the numbers involved, do you see perhaps one or two catalytic agents that transcend the numbers and the individual performances that have allowed you to sort of coalesce like this?
Well, I think looking at Alvy's impact on the team is something that we all see. We see it in how we've played when he's been active, and frankly how we've played when he hasn't been active. And some of that is probably timing, and other guys playing well also, but some of that is just the importance of a catcher and how a catcher can impact the entire game. And when you have a catcher who impacts both sides of the ball, it can be very impactful.
Andrew?
How do you kind of view the state of the bullpen as currently constituted? Obviously, with the news that Drew's going to be down for long term, lose Brooks earlier this season.
We're going to need guys to step up, and this is not unique to us. Bullpens throughout baseball change over the course of the year. Relievers, unfortunately, get hurt over the course of the year. There's underperformance over the course of the year. And we're going to need some guys to step up, and we have. Reed Garrett has stepped up. Daniel Nunez has stepped up. I think Danny Young has done a very nice job stepping up. So we have had guys step up, take on some leverage innings, and I expect we'll continue to do so.
What has impressed you the most about Carlos Mendoza so far?
I think throughout, Mendy's steadiness and consistency. And he understands this is a long season. He's been around this town a long time and has seen all the ups and downs that you can see. And so he's been the same guy from day one through when we've had our struggles to now when we've played much better. And from my perspective, that's very helpful. And I think that's certainly a real reason why we've been able to bounce back here throughout the course of the season.
This group obviously has shown, some level of good chemistry in that room, especially as this winning streak is gone. What is just your general take on if the winning breeds that, or if it's the other way around?
I'm not smart enough to know that. I think it takes both, right? Like it's tough to have really good chemistry, really good vibes, really good energy all the time when you're not playing good baseball. I think it's also tough to sustain playing good baseball, given how much all of us are around each other, if you don't have the chemistry and the energy and the vibes. And so I think it does go hand in hand. I don't know what yields what, but it's fun when you have a group like that enjoys being around each other.
When you spoke in here last time, I think it was last time, you said that the evaluation process takes you through Memorial Day around to the 1st of June, and by then you've got a pretty good handle on what you've got. Do you need to reevaluate, or are you in sync with what you thought then, and how do you evaluate then where you are now?
Yeah, I stand by that. Generally, you take that first quarter of a season to try to get a good read on the team. I also said we're fortunate we've got a lot of time until we have to actually make decisions. And the truth is we still have time before we have to make decisions. Clearly, our team performance has improved quite considerably over the past few weeks. I think we're playing much closer to the level of baseball and the consistency of baseball that we envisioned throughout the course of the season. And now we have to continue it. And I think everyone in that room understands that we've now given ourselves an opportunity, and we need to continue to run with it.
Has this group done enough in your eyes for you to say, okay, they deserve at the very least to stay together, or do you still need to see more over the next, say, 3 to 4 weeks?
Well, I think as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, we can continue to get information as we go along, and the world can change very quickly. In this case, we've played much better over the last couple of weeks, and that is very encouraging. And I think we're now playing at a level that more resembles what we thought the team could do throughout the course of the season.
Teams obviously, get hot, get cold over the course of the season. Why do you think it's been so drastic to each extreme for this group?
I don't know that I have a defined answer to that. I think health is part of that. I also think we've had some of our better players now get hot all together at the same time. And when you do that, it lengthens out a lineup. It allows you to score runs in bunches, and that's what we've been able to do.
In regards to that trade deadline, you said you have time, but do you have a time in mind when you don't have time anymore? Like, can you take it all the way up till 2 or 3 days before the deadline to make that decision, or do you have to know, arbitrarily, a week, 10 days out what you're going to do?
I mean, in theory, you could take it all the way up to the actual deadline if you wanted to. At some point, you have to make decisions, and decision points surface at different times in different years. Sometimes there are decision points in front of you about a potential transaction on July 15th, and sometimes the decision points really don't surface until much closer to the deadline or deadline day. So it's tough to predict when those will occur, but we'll certainly be prepared to make the best decisions we possibly can when we're faced with them.
If you're still playing as well as you are now, or as, like you said, closer to expectation than you were, can you envision a scenario where the Mets are buyers at the trade deadline?
Sure.